Get ready because we're going to open up your fridge and tell you what to pitch and what to switch for something healthier when we give our refrigerator a makeover.
And we're joined by Danielle Perry. She's a nutritionist from Eagle Valley Nutrition, and we are going to get a little healthy when it comes to our refrigerators. Is that right?
That's right, Seth.
Well, first let's start with the fruits and the vegetables. What do we need to know there?
So any refrigerator that's filled with lots of fruits and vegetables is something that's ideal. And ideally you want to get as many organic fruits and vegetables as possible. And just recently a new list came out of what vegetables you want to make sure are organic in your refrigerator because of the high use of pesticides and fungicides and herbicides. And kale is one of them, peppers is another, strawberries, apples. So these are things you really want to make sure. And when you have a lot of fruits and vegetables around, those are the ones that you're going to be eating. You're going to go for the refrigerator to eat your snacks instead of your cabinet with the processed food.
That's true. Now, salad dressing is something that we put on a lot of those vegetables.
Sure.
Making your own is much healthier?
Much, much healthier. If you look at the ingredients of salad dressings, you're going to find oils that aren't necessarily as good for you. The canola oil, the soybean oil, you know, many GMOs in these products, and it's much, much healthier to use a fresh olive oil, extra virgin olive oil that has monounsaturated fats that are going to be better for your heart, not promote inflammation the way these other oils do.
All right, and I also see soda here. I mean, is it okay to use just club soda? What should we have in our fridge?
So what I enjoy doing at my house is I have my own seltzer maker. And so you use fresh water, filtered water from the tap, and you can make your own seltzer. It just adds the carbon dioxide to it, and it's a much healthier way to get yourself hydrated than something as soda, which has a lot of high fructose corn syrup, which we get way too much of in our diet.
Well, you know, my wife, she has one of these. She really enjoys it because
Yes.
she hates drinking tap water, but if there's bubbles in it, she'll drink it all the time.
Exactly.
And she spritzes in some lemon or some lime to really give it a fun, natural taste.
Got the lemon over there.
That's
and that
much
does
more
add.
healthier than grabbing one of those sugary, syrupy sodas.
Exactly, much healthier.
Now, Danielle, I see eggs up front there.
Yes.
We can't, store-bought eggs, good, bad? What should we look for?
Store-bought eggs, you're looking at eating eggs that are weeks old. The eggs that you can get, we live in an area around here in which we have a lot of farms and a lot of people are selling eggs from their front yard. Within a quarter-mile radius of my house, I have 3 different options of buying eggs. And so the eggs that are grown organically are fresh, grown locally are fresher. Sometimes they give organic feed, but more importantly is that they're fresh and that the chickens are free-ranging.
And you're supporting local business,
and
too.
you're supporting local business, exactly.
And butter. Everyone needs butter. What is the best way to go?
So the best way to go, ideally, is to go from grass-fed cattle. Is where you want to get your butter from, ideally. And there's a kind you could buy at the grocery store. I don't have it with me today. It's called Kerrygold, and it comes from Ireland.
Talking about the Kerrygold.
Yes, Kerrygold. It's very good for you. And the grass-fed milk is much, much better for you, as opposed to this, again, canola oil. We're going to have hydrogenated fats, oils that are not very good for you, that cause inflammation in your body, as well as, and that leads to disease. Organic butter is your best bet as well if you can, and this is also called ghee, which is clarified butter, and they use that in Indian cooking.
And you were saying ghee has a really high smoke point.
It has a high smoke point.
So you can cook with it, and you can cook at very high temperatures.
Exactly, as opposed to cooking with, say, olive oil, which is really good for you, but it has a lower smoke point, and it can oxidize and cause damage to your cells.
So far, I think if I've learned anything, it's that you want to minimize the ingredients on that ingredients list. If you look at the back of something and it's a mile long, try to avoid it.
Exactly, exactly. Which brings us to the cheese, for example. It's one more step to do it, but if you can grate your own cheese, you're much better off. You don't have the fillers of the potato starch and the
potato starch
and the cellulose, and it's the anti-caking. Yes, it is. Look at this.
Oh,
potato
so
starch,
when it's in a bag,
starch.
It doesn't clump up.
Exactly, so it doesn't clump up. Yeah, so a much healthier way. And Cabot is a fairly local cheese, Vermont made.
And you can save some money too if you buy cheese in bulk, in block, and then you can use one of these nifty little graters here and store it yourself.
And I mean, you can grate it or you can cube it up. It's just easier that way.
Yeah, and it's much better tasting. Much better tasting.
And now we see ketchup. Everyone uses it for their burgers, their fries, probably unhealthier things. But
exactly, like your mainstream ketchup is going to have high fructose corn syrup. Again, something we want to stay away from. So if you're going to use ketchup, as my children like to do once in a while, You know, buying some organic ketchup that has, again, simple ingredients. They're using evaporated cane juice instead of the high fructose corn syrup as your sweetener.
See, I understand the back of that whole label,
Exactly.
whereas some other labels, not so much.
Exactly.
I've also made the switch to mustard recently, and that's a lot healthier too, you were
Absolutely.
saying. Dijon mustards
Yeah,
are pretty good.
for sure.
Now over here we have some new takes on oil, because there's some that we should pick and some that we should say no thank you.
Exactly. One of your really good cooking oils, besides the butter, would be coconut oil, #1 right here. It's high in lauric acid, which I think I've talked to you before about. The only other source of lauric acid is found in human breast milk. It's very, very good for you. It's got antimicrobial and anti-inflammation, and it boosts your immune system as well.
The coconut oil boosts your immune system?
Boosts your immune system. I've been eating coconut oil for about 4 years now. I have barely been sick at all, and I swear I attribute it to that.
Not bad.
Wow, well there you go.
Yeah.
Well, let's next go to coffee and things that you
Sweeteners.
put in your drinks and beverages. What do
Yes.
you like? What do you want to pitch over here?
So this granulated sugar, no good for you. It's bleached, it's processed, it spikes the blood sugar. It's something that you would rather stay away from. If you are going to use a sweetener in your coffee, I would go for something like the raw sugar, or I would use, even this is a better source right here. And having lived in Hawaii, I've seen where all these things are grown. They're beautiful plantations. And if you want to, you can also use some raw local honey, which is great for you. It has lots of enzymes in there still.
And there's an old wives' tale, if you eat local honey, it helps your allergies.
It sure does. I
was
tell
just going
people
to
that.
say that.
Oh, yeah?
And raw honey is especially the way to go. Yep.
Well, Danielle, we have more, but we're going to have more information on our website. Thank you so much. It's amazing
having
what
me.
you should pitch and what you should keep and what you should ditch. Pretty impressive. Thank you so much for
Thank you for
stopping
being
by.
here.
Thank you.
And for these tips and more, head over to our website, mymassappeal.com, later today.